Whether it's your first time here or you're a regular here at Mr. Super Oz, I just want to thank you for tuning in to the channel. It exists because I, Oz, from the channel Mr. Super Oz, I wrote a 68-page graphic novel called Everlasting Survivors. Volume 1 is called All Day Long. If you follow the link in the description of this video, you can get yourself hats, shirts, posters, all kinds of fun things. But most importantly, you can get the story itself. And the more people that pick up the story, the greater the chances are that there can be continued adventures with these heroes. Thank you. After that open rolls, enjoy the video. If you could, give it a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment. Enjoy. Stephanie, and by that I mean me.
Steffi Mac.
So Stephanie has let a very important division fall through the cracks these first 2 weeks. But tonight on Smackdown, it is getting the love it deserves, and that is the Cruiserweight Singles Division. What's that?
Oh, I kind of figured that's where you were going with that.
So, tonight on the Cruiserweight Singles Division,
yep,
we are having the Cruiserweight Champion, Hurricane Helms. He is fighting the Big Val Venus, Sean Morley, whatever name he's going by this week.
Right.
But before the match, so first the show opens with Hurricane coming out. Stand back, there's Hurricane coming through. But before his opponent comes out, he's getting interviewed in the back by ace reporter Gregory Helms.
Legend of the game.
Exactly. So Gregory Helms is interviewing Val Venus, and Val Venus is looking like, "Aren't you the guy? What? And
what? What do you mean?
What you talking about?
What's that about?"
Yeah. And so, Val comes out, and the whole thing is basically just a fun time comedy match.
Yeah.
Mostly posing. But, both guys are good wrestlers. Val's not... He's no...
he's no world class.
He's no
Hurricane.
He's no Sugar Shane Helms. He's no Hurricane, but...
Not by a country mile, but...
But they have a good time.
He can hold his own.
Exactly. And Hurricane goes over because he's champ, and, like I said, we're emphasizing the Cruiserweight division.
Excellent.
But while we're emphasizing the Cruiserweight division, again, which is 225 pounds and below, we have Hurricane join the commentary team with Taz and Michael Cole, because here on SmackDown, the commentary table is by ringside. So post-match, Hurricane throws on a headset, sits down with Taz and Cole, and says that his best friend, ace reporter Gregory Helms, told him that up next there will be Cruiserweight action when Maven takes on Funaki, and he's like, "I just got to see it." It's
love Funaki, man.
Exactly. Funaki is good. Well, and the best part is, so I'm just gonna jump ahead. Funaki wins this match.
Yes.
But the reason is that Funaki believes he is SmackDown #1 announcer.
Yeah.
And his whole feud with Hurricane Helms is going to be over the fact that Funaki believes he should be SmackDown #1 announcer, and is going to take that spot away from you, Hurricane. And Hurricane's like, "What are you talking about? I'm the Cruiserweight champion. I'm not an announcer." And Funaki's like, "We all know.
I too smart.
I too smart." Exactly. And so, it's a fun first half hour of the show where both matches are fast-paced, high-octane action.
Yep.
And in the second one, Hurricane brings the humor on the commentary.
The tee-hee.
Yes, exactly. So after this opening of these two opening matches, we cut to the back where Regal, Lance Storm, and Mr. Perfect are in a talking segment or an interview segment with again, just random person who isn't Funaki or Gregory Helms. I don't remember who had a job back. Oh, Josh Matthews. We'll say it's Josh Matthews.
Yeah, Josh Matthews.
There we go. So
Big
Josh
ball.
Matthews is back there, and he says, Lord Regal, Stephanie McMahon has decreed that with your...
And of course, he brings his fucking scroll with him.
So Matthews says to Regal, Stephanie McMahon has said, since you refuse to defend the title, except for when you have to, that on March 18th, you will defend against whoever wins a fatal four-way this evening to determine your normal contender. And Regal's like, I'm not worried about any of these challengers. But within it, Lance breaks down, in this promo, Lance Storm breaks down how that Test, Matt Hardy, Edge, and Jeff Hardy are not on the same level as any of the three men in this shot, Mr. Perfect, Lance Storm, or Regal.
And you can believe that because Lance Storm is a student of the game, and you know he studied them all.
Exactly. And so we finish the promo with Mr. Perfect telling his lordship, William Regal, he says, I'm sorry that I let you down last week when I lost to Edge, but tonight in the main event, I'm laying down the perfect challenge. Any member of the Smackdown roster that thinks they're better than perfect, meet me out there, and I will show you what perfection really is. As they begin to walk off, there's commotion in the background, much how Triple H does SmackDown now, where you'll see the Hurt Business talking while Damage Control is walking into the shot. Mm-hmm. Because I just like that type of production. Yeah. So as you see these three walking away,
one big shot. Yeah.
Josh Matthews hears a commotion, looks over there. That's when the camera swings, and you see X Factor, all three, X-Pac, Credible, and Albert beating down the old man Hogan, which is again crazy that it's 21 years ago that he was an old man. But whatever, the old man's getting beat down. The Rock.
Yeah, no, he's a fossil now, but before then he was just an old man.
But The Rock comes into the shot. They run off. And that's when Matthews goes over and he says, Rock, it's great that you were here. And Rock says, well, me and Hogan, we're going to take these three to school tonight. Meet us out in the ring, X Factor, because we're going to lay the smackdown on all your candy asses. So up next is the Fatal 4-Way, which is Test, Matt Hardy, Edge, and Jeff Hardy. The funny thing is the Hardys actually come down together because they've never broken up. They're still brothers and friends and baby faces.
Being brothers never changed.
Oh, well, yeah, being brothers never changed. But, Matt's never killed his dog or burned down his house or all the bull crap. So, in this Fatal 4-Way, Test is the powerhouse. He's big booting everybody. Edge, who's not much smaller than Test, is definitely bringing the strength as well. But the Hardys cannot stop working together. So it's nowhere near a tag team match. It's just that Matt and Jeff are simpatico. They can't stop but being great at working together. And so at about the 12-minute mark is when I really need to give them a name, but the team of Perfect
Technique.
Well, the thing is that, so you know how they currently call Regal the gentleman villain?
Yeah.
I almost think that, I don't know. They need a name, but I also know Perfect's not going to be around for long, so whatever.
You don't want to give them a name and they can't use it.
Exactly. So maybe don't give them a name, but the trio of Perfect, Regal, and Storm come out, and when they come out, they're good at getting the referee's attention. So much so that as Edge is seemingly going to defeat Test, William Regal knocks out Edge with his brass knuckles.
Nice.
When Test gets up, he gets kicked in the gut by Matt Hardy, who hits the Twist of Fate, which then has Jeff Hardy hit the Swanton Bomb. Matt doesn't want to interrupt the pinfall, so the ref's now seeing it. He doesn't want to interrupt the pinfall because his brother's the one who's getting the pin.
Yeah.
Matt's going to lose, but he just lets it happen because, Jeff's my brother. And so Jeff
Your money's my money.
Jeff gets the 1, 2, 3. The referee raises his hand. Him and Matt hug. And so on April 18th, Jeff Hardy will challenge William Regal for the Intercontinental Championship. And so after that, we get the handicap match of X Factor versus Hogan and Rock.
Cool.
Obviously, Hogan and Rock go over. It's very Hogan and Rock. And in the main event, the main event segment, we have the return of Lance Storm, Mr. Perfect, and William Regal. Regal, who has proven in the year 2022 that he is great on commentary, although he proved it multiple times throughout the years, will actually be sitting ringside with Cole and Taz, but Storm will be standing at ringside with Perfect as they await the person who is accepting the open challenge from Mr. Perfect, and that is the returning Latino Heat, Eddie Guerrero.
Viva la raza.
Exactly. And so, as anybody can imagine on their own, Mr. Perfect versus Eddie Guerrero is a stellar, spectacular, 100% great match. And in the main event of SmackDown, Eddie Guerrero defeats Mr. Perfect 1, 2, 3 after a frog splash. Lance Storm tries to slide in, but Eddie rolls out after the pinfall.
Right.
So we see Eddie shimmying up the ramp. You know, the fans are loving it. It's a good time. Everything is going his way, and I'm just so happy that Eddie is getting the love he deserves, because that guy is
I love it.
Exactly.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And so that was my third week of SmackDown. I actually think it was my best one yet.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Don't get me wrong.
I
I liked last week because we had that continuation of Triple H's attitude change.
Yeah.
And the first week was what needed to happen by setting up William Regal's smarts. But this one is where it's no longer doing the groundwork. It's actually paying off the stuff that has been set up.
Exactly.